Monte Carlo, the tiny principality clinging to a rocky hillside overlooking the Mediterranean. It means so many different things to so many people. A glamorous tax haven and home to what must be the most famous casino on earth. But to motorsport fans the world over, these few square miles mean just two things: the Monaco Grand Prix and the Rally Monte Carlo. The 2002 World Rally Championship sees the 70th running of the Monte Carlo Rally, making it the oldest as well as the most prestigious of all the 14 events which make up the series. Over 1,400 kilometres in length, the 15 stages which host the action make up over 400 of those kilometres. The sensation of the rally has been the 27-year-old former gymnast, Sebastian Loeb. His Citroën has led since the third stage on day one.
I was not pushing maximum, but I was driving fast.
Four times world champion Tommi Mäkinen moves to Subaru for 2002 and is looking for his fourth successive Monte win. He lies in second place after 2 days of competition. This rally's never been kind to Colin McRae, and day two looked to have seen a return of his bad luck. That spin meant the 2000 world champion Marcus Grönholm was starting to threaten McRae's third place, while Carlos Sainz in another Ford Focus also spun, but didn't get away so lightly. The reigning champion Richard Burns is on his first event for a new team, Peugeot, and a cautious run saw him in sixth place after stage 11. The intrepid spectators had plenty of action to keep them entertained, including Skoda's Roman Kresta, retiring his car in perhaps the most bizarre incident many had seen. That telegraph pole is all that's stopping the car from tumbling down the mountainside. The words "lucky escape" don't even begin to cover it. Subaru's Petter Solberg was another to spin and remodel his car. This occasion, lost time, the only real damage. But night time at the end of day two saw some changes to the leaderboard. Loeb was fastest on one of the two stages run in the dark, to the delight of the French fans. Mäkinen, however, was quickest on the other, leaving less than 30 seconds between first and second. The Monte Carlo curse then struck both the McRae brothers. First to suffer was Alistair in the Mitsubishi, who lost over 4 minutes on stage 11, while a sick engine caused Colin's Ford to drop from third to fifth.
I don't know exactly what's happened, but the engine felt like it went on 3 cylinders and lost a lot of power. Nothing we could do. I mean, I thought that was it all over, but it managed to get here, so hopefully the guys can sort it.
But the biggest potential problem affected Loeb's car. The Zara was placed into the overnight halt on fresh tyres, despite regulations forbidding a change at that point. The event stewards took a dim view as they met long into the night. Amid threats of time penalties and even exclusion, Loeb led the rally by a little over 28 seconds after 2 of the 3 days. The two Fords had swapped places, Sainz now in third with McRae fifth, while Solberg had succeeded in snatching sixth place back from Burns. In the end, Loeb was given a 2-minute penalty, a decision which received a mixed reaction.
You must be very disappointed.
No, I think if I can win the rally, I will make it, and for me, I will have win it. After that, they make what they want.
You know, the decision taken is, for me, it's I don't understand this decision, because either you break a rule, you are out of the rally, or you haven't break a rule, you continue.
Obviously there's a few stages still to go, but you must have a great feeling that you're going to be #1 spot on the podium.
Yes, of course. That is really, if everything works like it should be, I'm sure it is one of the best day in my life.
Just 4 stages made up that third and final day. 2 stages repeated, in fact, totaling around 100 kilometres. But it seemed the row surrounding Loeb's tyre change, not those stages, would decide the Monte Carlo rally. Day 3 began as dawn was breaking, the crews and their teams greeted by the pale light of a Monaco sunrise. Stage 12 was a reversal of the run across the Col de Turini, which had caused Colin and Alistair McRae so many problems the previous night. Traditionally the scene of snowball fights between French fans on one side of the road and Italians on the other, the recent dry weather at least meant one potential hazard was missing. In the daylight, the younger McRae stormed through the stage. Alistair's Mitsubishi was only 13th quickest, however, the rear bodywork still bearing a few scars. Panizzi must have been cursing all the dramas on day 1. The car failing to start, then a 2-minute 10-second penalty means the Frenchman will be thankful to see the back of the event. Without the problems, he'd have been looking at a podium finish, but as it was, he was 8th, 4 seconds behind the identical car of Richard Burns, who we'll join for a high-speed ride up the hill.
Fast right minus tightens, maybe too easy right, long to slight right, 120. Hairpin right, damp, 60. Left max damp, maybe. From here, 80. Flat left 10, fast right, narrows, 40. K right long, tight, slippy. And K right plus long. To medium left, plus 30, braking K left, tightens, maybe.
Fastest on stage 12 was the Subaru of Peter Solberg, another who was cursing his bad luck. A couple of off-road excursions, plus a highly public stall on the start line of stage 1, all cost precious seconds, yet he was still 6th. But what of the McRae curse?
6 left, 70. Long 6 right, 9. 50. 6 left. Keep out, 30. 4 left, minus tightens.
This time all was well, and the car was 5th fastest. Marcus Gronholm was still ahead of McRae on the leaderboard, despite losing over 3 seconds to the Scot over the Col de Turini.
Vase eri, 7 oikein nopea. Ja vasen pitkä eri miinuskirraan. Oikein eri miinus.
Those eyes meant business. Seems to be third fastest, but still annoyed at Loeb's punishment. In fact, since Citroën had appealed, the 2-minute penalty had been suspended, so the matter would be decided by the sport's governing body. Sainz wasn't a happy man. Neither was Mäkinen. Loeb, running under that appeal, could still win the rally, even if the victory would be later taken away. The Finn would still need to beat the youngster, and that looked to be a tall order.
Lyhyt helppo vasen plus 7. Lyhyt vasen eri 4. Lyhyt K-oikea. Ja vähän kostee lopusta. K-vasen sisältä aukee, lopussa jäätä 9 alas.
Second fastest on the stage, Mäkinen was still in second place, but events were about to take a turn in the older man's favour. The local spectators have a new hero. Loeb looks set to join the French Rally Hall of Fame. The controversy over the tyre change is something over which the driver had no control. All he could do was drive to win.
Et attention, panneau gauche freinage humide pour 160 mètres, gauche surveille moins long, tard léger humide.
Yet as the car reached the top of the col, thoughts of his 2 teammates' engine failures at the start of day 1 suddenly came flooding back.
Droite 30 épingles, pas corde, sortie humide. Et 250 mètres, gauche sans plus d'eau humide.
Papillon, problème papillon moteur.
This Zara, however, got going again. Precious seconds were lost, but more worryingly, Loeb had no idea what had caused the engine to suddenly cut out.
It was bad for us. We had an engine problem in the uphill, and the engine stopped. I tried to start again, didn't start. I checked everything, make it, and start again. I think I lost about 15, 20 seconds.
Tommy, did you take the right tyres?
Yes, it was. I think so.
So after the first of day three's final batch of 4 stages, the gap from first to second was less than 19 seconds. There'd be another fight for third, fourth and fifth places, while Burns now had Panizzi to worry about as well as Solberg. This rally was far from over, but would Mäkinen's tyres still be suited to the next stage? Skoda's storming early form had ended with Cresta's spectacular retirement yesterday, but both remaining cars were still in the event. This is Kenneth Eriksson, who was 13th, while Tony Gardemeister was 10th. It was still impressive stuff, though, these big Octavias being flung around the narrow roads. Francois Delacour won the Monte-Carlo rally in 1994. This is his 15th attempt at tackling these mountain roads. He and Daniel Gratteloup won 9th after stage 13.
Gauche 70. 75 mètres, gauche à fond, 75 mètres, gauche 95 mètres à fond. 75 mètres, droite 90. Plus gauche à fond, long, long, long.
Richard Burns and Robert Reid have far less experience of the rally. 2002 is only their 5th time here, which makes their performance all the more impressive. It's well known that Colin McRae hates the Monte-Carlo rally. This year has done nothing to change his mind, despite the fact that he was second fastest on stage 13.
Slow 3 left. And right tightens to 3 minus and 2 left. And 2 right tightens and 3 left minus over crest. 30.
Marcus Dronholm and Timo Rautiainen were now coming under serious pressure from McRae and Grist. 14.2 seconds separated the Focus and the 206, with only 2 stages to go.
Eri risteys ja vasen pitkä nopea kirraa. Huippulopussa 7 oikein hidas kirraa muuri. 4 vasen hidas servo. 5 ja vaseri miinus. 7 oikein hidas ja ehkä liukas. Eri 4.
Carlos Sainz was just over 2 seconds slower through the stage than his colleague McRae. The gap from his 3rd place to Dronholm's 4th was now over 25 seconds, but the Spaniards still couldn't afford to relax. Ford narrowly missed out on the Manufacturers' Championship last year, and Sainz, McRae and their new teammate Marco Martin are determined not to suffer that disappointment again in 2002. 3rd and 5th would be a good, solid start to the year, even if Sainz would like to have begun with a win. Mäkinen is another who considers 2nd place to be just the first loser. Victory would give him 2 records, the first time a driver had won 4 consecutive Monte-Carlo rallies since the 1940s, and the first driver to win 24
ja vähän
World
kostee
Rallies.
lopusta. Koovasen sisältä aukeaa lopussa jäätä. 9 alas. Pitkä K oikee, miinus tiukka, kirraa 10, pitkä vasen nopea aukeaa, liukas.
Stage 13, however, would see Mäkinen's Subaru only set the 7th fastest time. With no sign of the mystery engine fault, Sebastian Loeb flew through stage 13 to once again set the fastest time. His lead was now up to over 44 seconds again. A Loeb victory would certainly be popular, even if it's subsequently taken away again.
Went well over the last stage. Turini didn't go as well as we wanted it to. No reason why not. It's just the time wasn't there at the end, but the next one was a lot better.
Carlos, things are looking very good for a finish on the podium for you.
Well, at the moment it looks like we have to wait and finish the next two stages.
Obviously, Gronholm's going to push you very hard for that third spot.
Yeah, obviously everybody push. That's normal. This time, today the rally is all the time maximum until the end.
Seems to be good at the moment. We have there is no problem with our car. It seems to be still in 100% condition. Tire works well, and so weather warming up, it makes it easier.
Did you back off a little bit on those last two stages?
Yes, a lot. I think during the first one we could make half a minute faster, and last one we were slowing down a lot.
Stage 14 gave the huge crowds of fans on the Col de Turini one last chance to see their heroes, and they weren't disappointed. Gilles and Hervé Panizzi were second fastest, consolidating the 7th place they grabbed from Richard Burns and Robert Reid on the previous stage. Renowned as tarmac experts, the two brothers had been expected to benefit from the unusually mild conditions, but events on the first day had robbed them of a top 6 finish, it seemed. Burns was only 9th fastest on the stage, still unable to match the pace of either Panizzi or Gronholm. Still, his first event for Peugeot had been relatively uneventful, apart from that well-publicised trip down a bank on the very first stage. Mäkinen had shown earlier that the stage seemed to favour those drivers on Pirelli tyres, and Peter Solberg confirmed that by setting the fastest time.
150. Slow, early 6 left keep in, into 1 right half long, tightens. 50. Early short 2 right plus, early 3 left narrow slippy maybe, opens 50, short 6 left, 20, 1 right plus tightens. 20, narrow 1 left minus slippy, tightens, 20, 1 right minus. And short 2 left plus, damp, continues, opens into short 5 right.
7 seconds quicker than anyone else, this was yet another stage win for Solberg and Mills. The man they call Hollywood even had time for autographs at the stage finish. Colin McRae was determined to take as many points as possible away from Monte-Carlo. He took 19 seconds off Gronholm on stage 14 to move from 5th to 4th on the leaderboard. At the end of the stage, however, the effort of driving at 99% could clearly be seen on McRae's face. No chance of autographs from this driver. Suffered from running over the Col de Turini in Michelin's. McRae might have taken 4th, but the final stage should again favour the French tyres, so revenge was still a possibility.
7 ja vasen täys. 8 ja oikein nopea suppu.
Carlos Sainz made it an all-Pirelli top 3 over the Col de Turini. Have the advantage on stage 15, but the Spaniard's 3rd place looked relatively secure, so it didn't matter that much. Mäkinen tackled the last pair of stages in an unhappy mood. He, like many others, had expected Loeb's 2-minute penalty to have been applied, not suspended. He'd backed off, and the team had changed the engine electronics to a safer setting. As a result, the Subaru was only 6th fastest on stage 14.
Vasen oikee ja lyhyt helppo vasen plus kuivaa.
That stage also saw Loeb make an uncharacteristic mistake. Despite a spin, he was still 2nd quicker than Mäkinen.
160 mètres devant mur droite, 40 épingles, pas de glisse léger, mid-sortie et gauchis.
Thousands more spectators were packed into the final stage, but the top 15 are run in reverse order this year, remember, so they'd have a while to wait to see whether it would be Loeb or Mäkinen who'd be victorious. Of the other battles to be decided, the fight for 7th place was an all-Peugeot affair. Gilles Panizzi was again 2nd fastest on the stage, hanging on to that position and scoring a single manufacturer's point for his team. Richard Burns can't have been overjoyed at failing to score any points and finishing as the 3rd of the Peugeot drivers on his debut for the team. But the steady run was no disgrace and means he can now concentrate on upping his speed. Maybe the Pirellis weren't too bad on the final stage after all. Petter Solberg again set the fastest time to confirm his 6th place and the first of the drivers' points.
Opens 2 minus half long.
Colin McRae was only 6th quickest, but he'd done what mattered. He'd stayed ahead of Marcus Grönholm to hang on to 4th place, and more importantly, score points on the opening round of the championship for only the 2nd time in 7 attempts. This, however, was only Grönholm's 3rd time in Monte Carlo, and the first occasion he'd finished the rally, so the 2 points for 5th place were particularly welcome. Carlos Sainz occupied the first of the 3 podium positions. His 3rd place on the stage confirmed both the ability of the Pirellis and the fact that Sainz intends to once again be a force to contend with in the Drivers' Championship this year. But what of the scrap for victory? Mäkinen set off into the stage first, unsure of whether he'd be winner or loser at the end. The celebration inside the car as they cross the finish line, however, suggests he and Kai Lindström feel they're moral victors at the very least.
Helppo oikee 100 ja Serpo vasen 100 maali. Yes, yes, yes.
No niin.
Yes, 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 yes.
Siinä
pitkä vasen eri plus.
No niin, hyvä. Yes.
Kiitos. Onneksi olkoon.
The feeling in the team camp was a little more vocal. Sebastian Loeb and Daniel Elena saw things a little differently. They were again faster than the 2 Finns on the last stage, and so felt that the win was theirs.
200 mètres, gauche 30 épingles. Gauche 30 épingles et 200 mètres. Allez, 200 mètres. OK. Si c'est pas le cas, on l'aura gagné moralement. Hein?
2 drivers, 2 winners.
Tommy, new team, new car. Are you happy with your result?
Of course. I cannot be more than very, very happy. It was excellent.
Very happy. It's clear. It's the first time for me that I win a World Rally Championship, World Rally. So very, very happy.
Confirmation then of the provisional result of the Monte Carlo rally. Loeb the winner by nearly 46 seconds, with Mäkinen and Sainz joining him on the podium. Encouraging results too from the likes of Francois Delacour, Tony Gardemeister and Marco Martin on their debuts for their respective teams.
Sebastian, how does your first World Rally win feel?
I'm very, very happy, that's clear. We drive very well. I think we have a good car. We had good tires, and everything is going very well.
Are you a bit worried about what the FIA might decide after the rally?
For the moment, there is no penalty, and I think everybody knows that rally is in the stages, and every driver thinks like me, and every spectator thinks like me. So, if we have a penalty after, not a problem.
Mr. Loeb thinks he'll be standing on the top spot of the podium. What do you think of that, though?
So it sounds a little bit stupid. They should told it already in the morning if they wanted to do something like that. It is absolutely too late.
As far as you and the team are concerned, you have won this rally.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I say, I can't believe the decision will be anything other than to uphold the steward's decision. And anyway, our feeling this morning was, look in Tommy's eye when he got up this morning. It was, we're going to have him anyway.
Tommy's got that record 24th World Rally win by the sound of it. You were in contention for that. How do you feel about Tommy being the most successful now?
Well done. What can you say? He has been driving well. I think the Subaru has made good progress during the winter time. He has accommodated very well to the rally, to the car, and nothing to say.
Subject to that appeal over Loeb's penalty, this is how the Drivers' Championship looks after round one, although Loeb could still drop to second place if Citroën lose out. No problem with the manufacturer's table though. Citroën aren't eligible for points since they're not contesting the entire series, so Subaru take an early lead. What a start to the season. A controversial end to the Monte Carlo rally it might have been, but the champagne tastes just as good for Sebastian Loeb and Daniel Eliner. Join us for round 2 in Sweden in a fortnight's time. But from Monte Carlo, goodbye.
Et 200 mètres. Allez, 200 mètres. Ok.